Many founders reach a point where the question is no longer about the idea, but about the structure behind it. One of the most common questions at that stage is why so many businesses choose the United States for company registration, even when the founders themselves are based elsewhere. This choice is not driven by trend or branding. It is driven by how the US business system functions. One of the strongest reasons founders consider the USA is legal clarity. Company laws in the US are stable, well documented, and consistently applied. Founders know how ownership works, how shares are allocated, and what happens during exits or restructuring. This level of clarity allows businesses to plan long-term without worrying about sudden regulatory interpretation changes. Here is an important point that often gets overlooked. Founders are not avoiding rules. They are avoiding uncertainty. Another reason is global acceptance. A US-registered company is widely recognized by international clients, partners, and service providers. Most global platforms for payments, advertising, cloud services, and software tools are designed around US entities. This reduces onboarding friction and allows businesses to operate across borders more efficiently. At this stage, many founders pause and reconsider their approach. If the goal is to sell globally, the company structure needs to support that goal. Funding considerations also influence this decision. The United States has one of the most developed investment ecosystems in the world. Investors are familiar with US corporate structures, shareholder agreements, and compliance standards. While registering in the US does not guarantee funding, it removes structural hesitation that can slow down or complicate investment discussions. This distinction matters. The US does not promise investment, it enables readiness. Remote ownership is another practical factor. Founders do not need to be physically present in the United States to register or operate a company. Non-residents can legally own US entities, appoint registered agents, and manage operations from anywhere. This fits well with modern businesses that operate across geographies. A common concern at this point is compliance and taxation. The US system is strict, but it is transparent. Filing requirements, tax obligations, and deadlines are clearly defined. With the right structure and professional guidance, founders know exactly what is expected, which reduces operational uncertainty. Scalability is where the US structure shows long-term value. Company frameworks are designed to support growth, investor entry, employee stock options, and eventual exits without frequent restructuring. This stability allows businesses to scale without changing their foundation every few years. However, this needs to be stated clearly. Registering a company in the USA is not a shortcut. There are annual costs, compliance obligations, and legal responsibilities. The decision should be based on business goals, not assumptions. This is where experienced guidance becomes important. At Ebizfiling, we help founders evaluate whether US company registration aligns with their business model and expansion plans. From registration and documentation to compliance support, the focus remains on accuracy and informed decision-making. If you are considering registering a company in the USA, the first step should always be understanding whether it truly fits your business. You can visit ebizfiling.com to get expert guidance before taking that decision. Founders choose the USA not because it sounds impressive, but because it offers clarity, structure, and global compatibility. For many businesses, that makes a measurable difference.